One of the questions that I am constantly asked is, Chris, how do you mask in NoNoise AI? And unfortunately, NoNoise AI doesn't come with its own mask, so this means that we have to use layers. Let's go ahead and jump into the computer and I'll show you exactly how to do this. So here we are inside of ON1 Photo Raw, and I have loaded in an image that is shot at 40,000 ISO, just so that way we can kind of see the grain in action. Now, the first step that you want to do once you get your image loaded in is just go ahead and generate your NoNoise AI and do your tonal adjustments. So what I'm going to do is just activate Brilliance AI on this one. That should also turn on NoNoise AI for me, since that's how I have the settings. But for you, if you want to do your own tonal adjustments, then you can absolutely do that in tone and color. Just go ahead and add those in, change your camera profile, do all of that stuff on the first layer, all right? Because we are going to be working inside of layers, and I'll explain why you want to do that here in a little bit, but just trust me, you want to have your tonal adjustments done before you get deep into this process. All right, so NoNoise has been applied to the image, and I also have all of my tonal adjustments. So let me just minimize Brilliance AI, and you can see I have my tonal adjustments down here. Everything's great. And then I want to come and check. Yep, NoNoise AI has been applied. So I'm going to talk you through the reasoning of why this works. So that way you understand what's happening to your image and you have complete control over what happens next. So because NoNoise AI is located in the Develop tab, we don't get access to masks. Nothing in this Develop tab can actually be masked into an image, except if you duplicate the layer. Because what ends up happening is when you duplicate a layer, you get another image with all of the same settings here. So I'm just going to go ahead and click this little icon with the two little pieces of paper, if you will. And that's going to make an exact replica of the underlying layer. Now, to make this easier to follow along with, I'm going to rename these really quick. Now I have my duplicate layer. If I turn this top one off, you'll see that it literally is a duplicate. So turning it off, turning it on, it doesn't do anything over here in our viewer because they're identical right now. Well, what I need to do is change this, and the mask that I'm going to use is actually in the layer mask in order to hide whatever is happening here with the Brilliance AI tab, or I'm sorry, with the Develop tab. So what I need to do now is on the top layer, and you could do this in reverse, but I recommend doing it on the top layer. Just a personal preference. Leave NoNoise AI turned on, and then on the bottom layer I'm going to go ahead and turn off NoNoise AI. So I'll come to the bottom layer and come over here to NoNoise AI and click on Classic. So now my bottom layer, once this renders in, perfect, and then we'll zoom back out. So now my bottom layer, you can't see it because I still have my top layer activated. So if I turn that off, you can see I now have all of that noise added back into the image. Well, if I want to remove the noise from just the subject, what I can do is turn on the topmost layer, click on the mask, and ON1's going to, set up the mask. It's going to read it. So now that I have my mask activated, what I'm going to do is right click on it, and I'm going to click invert. This is going to put black all over the mask, which essentially is revealing my bottom photo. Now you can use your favorite masking tool to go ahead and paint in. So make sure that you have paint selected, and then with a brush the size that's relative to the subject or area that you want to apply your noise reduction in, just make sure that you have that brush selected, and then I can just paint this in those areas. Now, this may be a little bit difficult to see, but I can assure you that what I am getting here on this image is the noise reduction is being removed from this, or I'm sorry, the noise reduction is being applied to this area, and I'm keeping the noise everywhere else. So I'll go ahead and paint this in an area where it's easier to see, because if you're not familiar, noise is most obvious in darker areas. So what I'm going to do is just go ahead and paint over this area, and you can see that I've removed the noise. Now, the challenge here is getting the tones to match, because if you notice in this area, I have a little bit lighter tone than I do in the background here. And the reason for that is with NoNoise AI, it likes to increase the exposure just a little bit, and it works at the pixel level. So it's really a complex tool, to say the least, but that's something you have to be aware of. Now, you can work with that in multiple ways. I guess the best way that I would explain for you to work with it is if we go ahead and undo that paint job, we're just going to come over here to the layers, and I'm going to click on the 3-line menu. And what this does, and I clicked the 3-line menu of the topmost layer, just to be clear. And what this does is it gives me the option to create a new stamped layer. Now, new stamped layers just make a composite of the 2 layers that are down here in our instance. But if you had 15 layers in here, which would be a lot, it will merge them into 1 layer. So essentially what the new stamped layer just did for us is it combined these 2 layers into a single layer, making it easier for us to work with these tonal variations that we may run into, right? Because on our subject here, you can see that I don't have any noise on the subject, but in the background, there's still noise, and maybe that's the look you're going for. Your image is going to be a little bit different than my image, obviously. But now what I get access to is another instance of tone and color. So if I needed to, I could go ahead and modify my tone and color independently for just this, for the entire image, as opposed to just individual portions of the image. Or I can come over to effects, and now I can go ahead and stylize this. And this works no different than any other ON1 editing. You can also apply presets at this point. So if you found this helpful, you know what to do. Smash the like button. Consider subscribing if you are brand new to either the channel or ON1 Photo Raw, because I have a lot of content centered around this software. Now, ON1 is having a sale on their software right now. So if you were on the fence about picking up some portion or some software that ON1 produces, then now may be the best time to go do that. Consider using the link in the description box when you do. It is an affiliate link, which means I make a small commission off of everyone who uses it, but it's at no extra charge. Think of it as me providing you information and referring you to the company, and then you go on and making a purchase. It greatly helps this channel out, and I do appreciate it. Now, if you want to sign up for a one-on-one training call, consider using the link in the description as well, where you can sign up for a one-on-one call with me, and I'll walk you through whatever questions you have about this software. And then, of course, if you want to continue learning right here on YouTube, consider watching the videos that are popping up on screen now. Until next time, I want you guys to stay inspired and keep creating.